How are ya? Jubilee. Namin TV Radio.
We dare to lead. This is radio like you
Never heard before.
Elevated TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio. This is radio like you never heard before. Elevated TV Radio, the best in entertainment and sport.
Okay, let's get the show on the road.
Broadcasting.
Listen. All right, good morning and welcome to the Sports Buffet on Elevator TV Radio. My name is Daffy Matthews. You're going to love to come with the Elevator One Sports, whenever you're listening, whether you're streaming live on YouTube, you're streaming live on Facebook, Instagram. Good morning to you from my end. I know that we're cut across different timelines and time zones and whatever it is, but good morning from my end to you all, and a lovely and warm day to you all. Well, for those of you listening on the web, World Wide Web on www.elevatortv.com/radio, good morning to you all as well from my end, and those of you listening via the Elevator TV mobile application on Android phone, Elevator TV Radio, good morning to you as well. It's a Sports Buffet, and for those of you who don't know what a Sports Buffet, what we do here is a show where we talk about sporting activities. You throw up your questions just the same way. You know, I try my best to answer them, and we push it for. Hey, Sam Sojo, it's been a while, man. Man, don't be a stranger. Check on your brother. What's up? It's been a while. Hey, Sam Anna. But my guy, so special kind of guy. You know. Yesterday, I got presented with the FC Bayern Munich special jersey for the 2022 Youth Cup. Thank you very much, Victor Ede, for bringing that across to me in my school at Ecobit. It was a beautiful moment. I love it. Emmanuel AC, is that AC Gudu? Is that Gudu AC? I want to know Emmanuel AC. Do I know any? That now Thomas speaking with that. Thomas speaking at Emmanuel Abi. Oh God, I forgot. But Emmanuel AC, please. Are you part of the Gudu AC Gudu family, or this is another AC? I don't know. Just let me know if you are. Hi, hello to you and everybody. So let's hit the ground running. Plenty of questions already bubbling in the question. People send messages on WhatsApp already. Everybody wants to have an opinion. Hey, my name is Uchena, and have a good morning. What do you think? You think Pep Guardiola, wasted the chance to go to the finals of the Champions League by the substitution he made? Shut up, no. The answer is no. I don't think he did. I just think that Madrid were Madrid. Like I've always said, Madrid is not the team. You can't bet against Madrid in the Champions League. You can't. There's no way on earth that you're betting against Madrid in the Champions League. I think that City, the players lost it in the first leg when they were 4-2 up and they allow Madrid. They consider that penalty, reckless penalty, and that was the moment Madrid. For me, that was the moment Madrid went to the finals. Whatever happened in Madrid is just a follow-up. Okay. Hey, I'm so you say my G, I greet you. I always enjoy your show. Thank you very much. You know, funny thing, I hardly see you, so I was talk 2 days. Okay, yesterday I was telling my students in COVID, where I mentor them. We're giving them ICT training, but then I'm their mentor, and then I bring in a lot of celebrities to come and mentor them, teach them about life and all that. And I was just telling them about you. Like, I have this my brother. I just don't know if it will be chanced, and that if I come back from Dubai, I'm going to Dubai on Sunday, and I'm going to stay till on the 19th. I should have stayed 2 weeks, but my wife's birthday is on the 19th. So whatever happens, I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back, but my daughter's birthday again is on the 26th. I'm going to come back. But I need to make this trip because I also have to go to France and Germany and some funny European tour like that, So I need to get this out of my back and then move on. But that's I was just talking about you, Sam, that I would have loved to invite you over to come and, inspire them, motivate them, tell them, these are very, very I brought somebody there who, when these kids start telling their stories, their experiences, are kids in 16, 17, 16 to 25 years. And this adult who I brought in, I won't mention his name now, to motivate and to mentor this kid, broke down. I was crying. It was tough, but special shout out to people like you for coming through for us, MC Abe, for Mama Demot, Mida Kolo, Brasali Baba, Begade Kadifes, ONG, Etinosa, all these people have come through for us one time or the other, and a host of others that have also come through for us. It's coming from Dami. Dami says, and if I don't get the answer you just gave to to the other message, what is no? Please give us analysis, Joe. We're here to get your undiluted analysis. You just said no, like you don't know what we're asking. Please analyze that game. Oh, people can. I love this job that I'm doing. I'm like Evra right now. I love this game. Okay. Samson just said, the greats are born in the month of May. Oh, shut up. Oh, shut up. Greats are born in the month of December. Come on. Shut up, Sam. You won't make my wife. She's listening now. She'll be feeling like one kind. But my daughter is born in the month of May, so I have to consider. But I'm born in December, and I always argue that the greats are born in December because everything about us brings about happiness, joy, glad tidings, and excitement, and all that. It will be my pleasure anytime. Just reach out. I'm there. Okay, so I will reach out to you, but let me come back from Dubai first. When I come back, we'll look at we'll create one Wednesday where you come and really mentor my kids. So that's about 45 of them. So we start the year with 100. Every October we get with 100. And after course one, we have to drop some that doesn't make it to the next stage, and then we hope that it will come the following year. So we would see how that goes. We would be expecting to have you. Okay, so just take this as a notice ahead. I'll give you an official call and have a conversation. The show I have been waiting for, according to Remile Kioduni. Okay, so let's get the show started. So yesterday, Pep Guardiola and his Manchester City team got the red eyes. They got eggs in their face, tomatoes in their face. They almost got through the finishing line. Mahrez got that very beautiful pass on the right hand side from Bernardo Silva after a amazing run. Thought that was the goal that nailed the coffin for Real Madrid, but this is Real Madrid. I've always said, in the Champions League, this is Real Madrid. This is what they know how to do best. You remember the finals they played against Atletico? It felt like Atletico had won, but out of the day, that game ended 4-1. And you'll be wondering, how did this game end 4-1? This is Real Madrid. The Champions League and Real Madrid, they are Siemens twins, man. They are peas and pies. They are 5 and 6. They are pair. You can't change them. You can't. They are conjoined twins. I mean, you can't separate the two of them. And that's exactly what happened. But let me go back to the question you asked. So I don't think that it was about Pep Guardiola. And someone already answered the question very well. We would upload it on the YouTube channel. Precious Omasui, our station, I've already answered that question very well. So I think that anything I say here will just be trying to sugarcoat what he had already said. So I would leave him. I don't want to water down the value of what he said. So I'll put it on the YouTube channel when the show is over and you'll see. Saviki said Madrid have bundled EPL local champion out. UCL is for men, not boys. Sometimes, Vicky, you just so there is the age we get to it. We no longer talk like this, but sometimes it doesn't really matter. People just like to say this. I don't know if that is banter, but hey, it's you, so I'll leave you to say the things you say. Abayomi Adebikwe said, "Good morning, boss man. Good morning to you too." So this is what I think. Manchester City did everything right within their strength and within the quality of players that they've got. There was no way. There was nothing Pep Guardiola needed to do. This is my opinion. There was nothing Pep Guardiola needed to do that he did not do. So it's not like, sometimes we say he overthink things. He did this, he did that. There was nothing like that in this game. This was Pep Guardiola doing what any reasonable coach would do. So in football, there are two sides to it. There is the job of the coach. The coach gets his job done and get the job done perfectly well. Then there is also the job of the players on the field. See, when Chelsea won the Champions League in 2012, it has nothing to do with the coach, Roberto Di Matteo. It was all the players and luck. Okay, so if you know me very well, I don't use the word luck that much, but I mean, how bad can it get? But I mean, there are teams that have won the Champions League that honestly didn't deserve it. But in that season, they were on the roll. In 1999, when Manchester United won the treble, they didn't deserve it at all. If Dennis Beckham had scored that penalty in the semi-finals of the FA Cup, the story would have been different. We wouldn't even be talking about Ryan Giggs getting that amazing run to score that penalty. If Yankola had scored, Christian Janka, sorry, Yankola is Borussia Dortmund. If Christian Janka had scored all those chances that he was having, the story would have been different. But hey, this is football. Sometimes you do everything. Even Bible say, having done all to stand, stand therefore. There's nothing you can do again. So you can do everything, and the wind of luck would not just be on your side. The two chances that Jack Grealish had in the 87th minute and 89th minute, if I'm not mistaken, if he had put those balls in the net, ordinarily, other times those balls will find their way to the net. But goal line save, one from the leg of the goalkeeper, the other one from Andy, that just changed everything. And you can't blame anybody. This is not tactics. So the tactics was not right. That was why Madrid saved the ball. This is football. Football happened. I'm not making excuses for Pep Guardiola and Man City, but I think using the word, and that's why I always say that on this channel, please don't be on this channel if you are going to be behaving in such a way. Now, I'm not trying to control people, I'm not trying to guide people, but I just think that there should be a lot of maturity on this platform. That's what I always say. If you want to give me analysis that will get me thinking. That will make me go back and go, whoa, that idea, that thing that person said. But all this talking like every other street person, being like, just sounding like every other person, I think it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work that way for me. So I sometimes struggle to it. You give me facts and figures, give me pointers to why they lose. Now, you're local champions, they don't know how to play this one. I think that is one step too far. Pep Guardiola selected the team, the best that he's got. He selected Kyle Walker, who's just coming back from injury. Selected Joe Cancelo, who's also coming back from injury. There was no John Stones, so Ruben Dias and Juan Laporta were the best that he could pick. Silva, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne. Now, Kevin De Bruyne lived up to his name, like his quality. At the time that he showed up, he did not. And that's another problem again. You want your big players to really control the game when they show up. But unfortunately, he didn't do that. He didn't really control the game. He didn't dictate the pace. But when you see people like Newcastle, Burnley, or Arsenal, you see Kevin De Bruyne playing like he's 10 man in one. You need to see Kevin De Bruyne in big games. Unfortunately, he hardly shows up in big games. And in moments like that, that's what changes football. Okay, that's what changes the game of football. You need your senior players to show up in big games. They might not score goals, but they will turn the tides around. That's the kind of thing that people like Andres Iniesta and Xavi did. That's why Spain and Barcelona were imperious in the time that they played for those two teams. They won the World Cup, they won the Euros back to back, and they won the Champions League, won the league title, because they were the big game players. They always show up in big games. Unfortunately, Kevin De Bruyne didn't show up in this game. Mahrez, Foden, Gabriel Jesus are the players that they've got. Again, it goes back to the fact that not signing a striker last summer, maybe this is how the chicken has come on to roost. You know how we used to say that Man City have top quality players, about 3 top quality players in every position. As the season tends down to the end, we now realize that what Manchester City actually have is just a first level. They don't have, quality. In the first leg, when Fernandinho came in, Fernandinho was culpable for the goal that Vinicius Jr. scored. You see the quality is thinning down as they go every season, because the kind of game that they play comes with a lot of intensity. If you look at Liverpool, on the other hand, Jurgen Klopp have managed to squeeze in some very good signings. Diego Jota here, Dias there, and put a team together that now resembles a team that can compete on all fronts. And he can balance his rotation without having any problem. But for Man City, they have to come back again and try next season. Now, it is ostensibly clear that they need to get Haaland and manage him properly, because as good as Erling Haaland, 37 goals in 33 games, blah, 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 scoring goals like goals are good out of fashion, Erling Haaland is also a player that comes with baggage. What kind of baggage? He hardly plays 10 games without going out injured. And the Premier League is a bit faster. The tackles sometimes can be very hard, and the expectation is very high. The media pressure will also be on him. That might just get to him and reduce his number of goals, or probably get him he could rise up to the challenge. But one of the things that I'm saying is this Manchester City team, every day I watch them, even when they were scoring goals, when they were winning matches, I keep saying that this team is lacking a proven and a potent striker. They don't have that. They need that person that his job is to bury the ball in the hole on your back. What they have right now are players who pass the ball around. Any other team this season will still be classified as success. Get to the semi-finals of the Champions League, losing to the only team you can afford to lose to, Real Madrid. Now, Liverpool prayed for it anyway. Salah said they want to revenge Real Madrid. It does look like they will revenge, but in my head, I'm putting my smart money on the fact that Real Madrid will win their 14th Champions League title because Real Madrid hardly lose in the finals. Last time, they lost to the finals in 1981 to Liverpool. I agree, but they hardly lose in the finals. It doesn't mean they don't lose, but they hardly lose in the Champions League final, and this is a competition. Little wonder they have 13. The closest person chasing them is obviously Liverpool. So let's say if Liverpool go to 7 or Madrid will go to 14. Well, it's funny how all of a sudden you see in this era the amount of Champions League title that Real Madrid have won. People say that you cannot win it back to back, but this team is there. But then the club to Liverpool will be very, very happy. Third finals in 5 years is not a joke. Okay, they've lost 1-1-1. Can they make it a second win? We will see. Can they revenge Kiev in Paris? We will see how that goes. But kudos to Real Madrid. Kudos to the team. Karim Benzema once again scoring a penalty now 15 goals this season, if I'm not mistaken. So everything works well for them. Congratulations to them. I don't think this is the kind of game where you want to come and start blaming Pep Guardiola. Oh, Pep Guardiola did this, Pep Guardiola did that. I don't think so. For those of them who say he's a fraud, well, you're entitled to your opinion. Keep your opinion where you are, but don't bring me where I don't think that's what I want. I want to get analysis. If you say it's a fraud, give me the analysis that back up that accusation or allegation or whatever you are alleging. But please give me fact to back it up. And Sharon for hoping, say good morning, bro. Yesterday, what went wrong tactically for Manchester City? Nothing went wrong. Football just happened. Nothing went wrong. It's not a tactics thing. Okay, it's just football that happened, and then I can place it. I know that naturally, as a Nigerian, when you watch football, because we've been fed with that over the years, anytime a team loses, the first thing we need to do is to find the fault. Oh, who made mistake? What did the coach do wrong? Oh, the coach did not select these players right. He selected the right players, made the right substitution. Why did he bring Jack Grealish? Jack Grealish still, as much as I don't like Jack Grealish, and I think that is a waste of £100 million, he's still one of the best ball holders in the game. So they brought him in to hold the ball, hold up play, make sure that he doesn't lose the ball, and even if he's going to lose the ball, he will draw far so that he can frustrate the Madrid players. But hey, this is Madrid. They are very experienced. They know this competition. They understand it. And then once you wear the Real Madrid jersey, you start having this feeling like we are the Champions League landlord. We're the owner. This is our competition. It's just like Jose Mourinho and the Carabao Cup some time ago. Okay, or Arsene Wenger and the English FA Cup. You just have that competition where you feel, you know what? Even in our best form, we are the owners of this competition. And that's the feeling that they have in Madrid. And that's just exactly what happened. So they play their game based on that attitude, that mentality. And congratulations to them. You can't say they don't deserve it. Another good thing was that the monkey of chasing the league was already off their back. So they knew that, we were going to kill ourselves in this game. It wasn't easy. Nobody goes into a game with a strategy to say, we want to win it in 90 minutes. No, nobody goes into that kind of game. But then football is a game of 90 minutes, so you've got to be alert and ready for the whole 90 minutes. And they were ready. They were fully prepared for it, and they got the value of what they wanted. Okay, Amazing Fruit Kitchen said, hashtag Ala Madrid, hashtag Real Madrid Man City, at Real Madrid, at Benzema. What a performance. They activate the I think they want to say beast mode anyway. Okay, they activate beast mode when pushed against the wall. Palace and Saint-Germain, Chelsea, Man City players near perfect games, if not 100% at all. Okay, I understand what you're saying. But still not enough. Funny how Real Madrid was tagged underdog all along. I wonder who was tagging them, sharp. What a game. I wonder who was tagging Real Madrid underdog, sharp. That part of that tag is still baffling me. But somebody's on the phone line. Hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Okay, Abraham, you're in Edo State. Go ahead. What? No. What? Abraham? What did Guardiola do?
I'm not complaining. But I don't know you go back. Somebody that you let them this day. Let them this day. You know, I was also shocked yesterday. Yeah.
Okay. No problem. All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
My regards to everybody in Benin.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Brother man says he was shocked. Pep Guardiola should have talked to them, not to allow them to go, not to allow the Madrid players to go. What was that not what they already said in the exact point where I told them, okay, oh yeah, now it's 90 minutes, allow them to go. I don't know, but I mean Madrid used experience to outclass City. Also, to be honest, City defense is not coordinated. Okay. Walker tried his best to contain Junior, but after he left the pitch, the boy continued to overrun City. Okay, sorry. Mr. Smarts, they say good morning, Elegbete. I don't share the sentiment that Pep is a fraud or is it this social media thing. It's a social media thing anyway. I also don't share that sentiment. I don't know what people call a fraud, but it's strange. So let's talk about the money, because people always talk about the money that Pep Guardiola spent. City had already set themselves up to spend big money. There was no way, even if they had brought in a frugal coach, they still would spend money. Try and understand that it's not Pep that is spending the money. It's only a Nigerian social media space that people say, oh, it's Pep that is spending the money. City before Pep had set themselves up as a high spender, just the same way Chelsea set themselves up as high spending team, where Arsenal wanted to buy Sean Wright-Phillips for 10 million. The club that owns him, I think it was Crystal Palace or what the club was asking for 11 million. And then Chelsea showed up and bought him for 21 million. When you do that, you send a signal to the rest of the selling world in football that, look, give us maximum price, right? So anybody who's going to sell to City always, and this is not something that has to do with Pep Guardiola. Remember how City bought Tevez? Maybe people have forgotten how they bought Tevez, how they bought Vista Company, how they bought the receiver, even Kun Aguero and the rest of them. So they set their own agenda on buying, like brutally going through anybody in front of them to buy who they want to buy. Having set that standard already, Pep Guardiola now came in. Everybody knows that if you buy a Ferrari, you cannot, fix it with roadside mechanic. You're going to lose more. So anybody that is going to sell a player to City would obviously sell player to them at a very high premium, because City have put themselves. It's like Paris Saint-Germain wants to buy your player. You would put premium price on the player because it is Paris Saint-Germain, unless the player have a buyout clause, like in the case of what's it called, Erling Haaland. Now, the one time that City refused to also spend according to what the market was demanding, people blame them. Okay, last January. So calling Pep a fraud doesn't really make sense. How many seasons has he been in the Premier League? Since he came into the Premiership, only one team or two have won the Premier League. He's the one that keeps winning the Premier League. He lost it in his first season, and then he's lost it once again after that. So I don't see why people call him fraud. Even if it goes on, okay, say the loss of the UEFA Champions League now makes a team to crumble, they go on to lose their next matches and then don't win the league. Pep Guardiola, you still can't call him a fraud. But hey, Sarr is a great coach. He's won only 2 Champions League. Pep Guardiola is a bad coach. He's won 2 Champions League. Jose Mourinho is a great coach. He's won only 2 Champions League. But Pep Guardiola is a bad coach and he's also won 2 Champions League. Sometimes it's strange, but hey, this is football. There are not too many coaches that have won more Champions League than Pep Guardiola. But this is football. When Jose Mourinho came to Chelsea and won all those titles that they won, but didn't win the Champions League, nobody said he was a fraud. He was a great coach. It was a revolutionary. It was this, it was that. So sometimes when we bring this argument, it doesn't really correspond with the reality of football. And me, I sometimes don't go. It's just like when people argue football with statistics sometimes. So let me give you a very funny statistics that I saw yesterday. Griezmann in La Liga, 11 years in La Liga, he has not won a league title. Right? Eden Hazard in La Liga, 3 seasons in La Liga, is won 2 La Liga titles. That statistics from a layman's point of view who doesn't follow the league. So Eden Hazard is a better player, he's a great player than Karim Benzema. We all know that's not true. 2 league titles that Eden Hazard won, Griezmann may not have won a title, but you can't, measure the 2 of them on that strength. So sometimes when people come up with this analogy, analysis, statistics, doesn't make sense as far as I'm concerned. Okay, I know that Pep Guardiola wants to win. There are times, okay, against Chelsea, people say he overthink his tactics. But what people didn't understand was that Pep Guardiola have played defensive midfielders in 2 previous games against this same Chelsea and lost. So what did he think he was going to do? Play something different, and he also lost. And people are Pep. When he's Pep, he overthinks things. Yesterday, Pep did not overthink anything. Pep used all the best players he had. Walker got injured. There was nothing he could do. And then the speed came in. Even Madrid, they were smart enough not to use Rodrigo from the beginning. You would have thought that they would use Rodrigo from the beginning. They did. So it's a different thing entirely. Carson has got 347 on Instagram. He said, if I think Kevin did come to the party, and I feel the City players lost concentration when it matters most. Yes, I agree with you on that one. And it's bad anyway. Mr. Smiley says, the point it shifted for me was when Walker left. And yes, I agree with you on that one as well too. Robinho, yes, you talked about Robinho. All these are players that were signed long before Pep Guardiola showed up. And they were already spending money. So anybody who wants to sell for them would. Take for instance, if I go out there to buy equipment for this studio, the way I will buy equipment is not the same way a Cool FM, a Waziba FM, for instance, will buy. Because I'm going to look for the cheapest one. I don't have money. I don't. So I'm going to buy like Norwich City or like Crystal Palace. But if Waziba wants to buy, for instance, they will first of all buy in bulk. They will show their money power. They might go to the best shop in the world to buy it. But it's the same equipment. I'm still going to, survive with the ones that are broadcast as far as I'm concerned. As a matter of fact, as it is today, I broadcast even further to the world than them. But their standard is way higher than mine, right? They're not going to think the way I'm thinking like, first off, this 1 million that I have now, let me save some money for rent, my children's school fees. Okay, what of feeding? Do we really need this thing? Oh, no, I have one cable I hold I've not used. Let's join him. They won't think like that. Sign the check, pay for it. So that's the same thing that happened. And that's got nothing to do with Pep Guardiola or anybody. It's just what football market forces have become. And it started with Chelsea and Roman Abramovich. The truth is, if you have the money, you spend it. That's the thing with money. If you have it, you spend it. But hey, I can understand all the complications, people having different views and different ideologies to the game. I agree completely. Well, Liverpool asked for Real Madrid, now they have Real Madrid. Now the question I'm going to throw to you guys is, do you think that now that Liverpool finally got the Madrid that they're asking for, you think that this in Paris, Liverpool can overrun this Liverpool? And this Liverpool is good. Let's be honest and let's be fair. This Liverpool is good. But do you think this Liverpool can overrun this Real Madrid? Do you think? Because Liverpool still stretch themselves in, trying to win the league, running. While Real Madrid have already won the league, they can rest their players, they can rotate their players, keep them. It could work for them. It could also not work for them. But I mean, they can avoid injury, but injury can even happen in training when you're doing warm-up. So I really don't subscribe to that anyway. But now, for real, this Liverpool is good. Though. I say I can't argue, Mr. Smiles. This Liverpool is good. It's balanced. They've got quality everywhere. They can rotate their team. And then they've been lucky this season. What worked for them have not worked for Real Madrid, for Man City. They've not had major injuries at all. Mr. Smith, he said, but they play. Oh, sorry, it's moving too fast sometimes. But they play a high line which they are fine with. But Vinicius and Benzema, okay. Oh, my lovely sister. He said Real Madrid need the UCL more than Liverpool needs it. Okay, that's another angle to the conversation, right? So everybody's bringing in their team. I just think that for Real Madrid are obsessed with the Champions League, or probably, let me put it in a better way. Madrid are obsessed with excellence, with winning, like winning titles. So if you see Madrid in the finals, you really need something special to win it. If you beat Madrid in the finals, it should give you this feeling like you win 2 titles in the finals. You could knock them out in the group stage, you could knock them out in any competition at the early stage. But if you get to the finals, my brother, you better play the game of your life, or you better play to the death. If not, Madrid, semi-finals or final, no. another team to push over. Bemini says, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Congratulations to Real Madrid. Great team display yesterday. Never give up spirit. It's not over until it's over. That's what football taught me, and it shows yesterday. Okay, I am Arafat Alade. He said, if Madrid won the Champions League, the Ballon d'Or will go to Karim Benzema. But if Liverpool won it, the Ballon d'Or will go to same Karim Benzema. There's nobody in Liverpool that will win the Ballon d'Or. There's nobody. As good as this Liverpool this season, the team is good. The individual players have not really given enough for anybody in that team to be considered for the Ballon d'Or. Whatever happens, Karim Benzema, I mean, people are just kind of penalties. Karim Benzema has shown this season that the Ballon d'Or is his own, and he's going to win it, right? So, I don't know, unless somebody comes up in the Champions League finals and put up an incredible, unforgettable performance on the Liverpool side, maybe Mo Salah, maybe Sadio Mane, someone. I mean, I'll pick any of them, the Africans, to get the Ballon d'Or. But let's say it goes. But I think that on the voting block, Karim Benzema had already won that award. This is me stating it here. Karim Benzema have won that award already. I don't know if it is going to wait till the World Cup, because if it's going to run into the World Cup again, that already eliminates all the African players and most of the Liverpool players. Richard Otueje on Facebook said, yesterday was a night to remember. You are a prophet. You said it straight yesterday that Real Madrid has a way of doing the job, and yesterday wasn't different. Congratulations, Madrid. If Barcelona is nowhere and Villarreal gone, I will root for Madrid. And for Barcelona, were they dreaming when they signed Adama Traore alone? But at least they've corrected it. They didn't sign it permanently. They decided to make correction to that mistake. Maybe he's a former player, so they thought maybe if he comes to Barcelona, he will remember how to play tiki-taka. He will change. That's unacceptable. Well, he said Pep wasted his chances as his changes was not right. Please, that I've heard a lot of people say that. Please tell me what changes he should have made, and look at the bench and tell me who he was supposed to bring in that he did not bring in. Please let me know, and then we would continue the conversation. I know a good person now come back again and he said, boss, what's your take on these people saying Pep is Guardiola and he will not win the UCL again? So I'm going to make a prediction here now. I'm going to make a prediction here. Next season, Manchester City will win the Champions League. And it does sound like I'm being foolish. But wait a minute. All the predictions that I've been making on radio since 2007, have they not all sounded foolish? The one thing that is missing in Pep Guardiola's team is a striker, a proven goal scorer. A proven goal scorer in that game, like Haaland or Harry Kane. Man City don't beat Real Madrid since first minute to 60 minutes, like 5-0. That game don't end since. But because they don't have that, don't forget that natural instinct of a midfielder is to pass the ball even when you get to the 18-yard box. Is to pass the ball. So his secondary instinct is to score. But a striker's natural instinct, even when he's outside the 18-yard box, is to find the pocket and put the ball in the net. So let's wait. I mean, but one of Gabriel Jesus is not a striker. As far as I'm concerned, he's just there, but at this level, at this class, it's not a striker. Yeah, he can score 4 goals in some game, can score a hat trick in some game, but you still won't call him a striker. That's my take on it. They get Erling Haaland across the line. Pep Guardiola win the Champions League with ease. Like there's nothing in front of him that will stop him. Let Madrid go and get their Mbappe. Let's see. Let's have some fun. That's even going to be a problem. Mbappe is going to be a problem in his first season. He'll be like, no, it's not going to be like Hazard sharp. He will play, but it will cause some unrest in that Real Madrid team, because Real Madrid wins the league, wins the Champions League at the end of the season. The problem that they're going to have is naturally going to say Mbappe comes in and Benzema should step aside, or Mbappe comes in and Rodrigo or Vinicius Jr. should step aside. You count the number of Brazilians in that team. That's going to be like when Manchester United won the Europa Cup and then they went to go and bring in the Chilean piano player Alexis Sanchez, and you saw how it happened. That's also going to happen in Madrid if they are not careful the way they introduce Kylian Mbappe. So Kylian Mbappe, good player. You don't need me to answer that question. He's a great player, a fantastic player. But it's not about him being fantastic. It's about him coming into that dressing room with the attitude that he will walk in, and then you will not create that battle between the French and the Brazilian players in that team. Unfortunately, what's even going to be worse is that Benzema have earned the respect of everybody, fans, coach, players, and everybody in that team. If you're going to ship Benzema aside and bring in Mbappe, that might be a problem. Asamoah did it once and it worked. Shunted fans' favorite and right away, 97, 98 season, and brought in Anelka. But you've got to think about it, because it worked in one place does not mean it's going to work everywhere. It happened with Hazard. It happened with I think Hazard cost Zidane his job. It also affected Jose Mourinho when he brought in Alexis Sanchez, and it's affected a few other coaches as well that I can't remember directly right now. But it's something that you've got to be very, very careful when you do that. When Icardi was brought to Paris Saint-Germain, that also caused a lot of problem and unrest. So you've got to be very, very careful how you do that. Should Madrid go get Mbappe? Obviously they should. But think about where he will play. You can't have this team win you the Champions League. I'm taking for granted that Real Madrid now will win the Champions League. Okay, in the context of this analysis, you can't have this team win you the Champions League, win you the league title, which they already have won, and then all of a sudden you shunt one player out. It will be displacement, because even if you look at the Madrid team, I think they need more of a midfielder. But then Camavinga is doing a great job already and adding value to the team. You still have Marcelo, whether you like it or not. You still have Casemiro. You still have Rodrigo. You have Vinicius Jr. I think the Brazilians will form a quorum. And you don't want to mess with that kind of quorum, man. You don't want to at all. Okay. Happy birthday celebration to Madam in advance. Best wishes. Thank you very much. Taiwo Ben Omotoa. Coach Ben, you're not really consistent now. This guy. Good morning. Nobody's perfect, but some of us that have followed you for years and still following you know you are one of the best in the job. Exactly what you said about Madrid yesterday happened. Good job. Thank you very much. Young Betango, they say, I can for your super analysis on City and Madrid game. Wait, okay, you're waiting. Okay, but I've done that already. Owoye Oyeride Mobile said, good morning. Say Pep deserve a big knock on the head for yesterday match. Walker doesn't have any business in that match. Man was playing against City. Really? Wow. You won't attend no football. I thought, in my own opinion, that Walker was the reason Madrid didn't score until he left. Madrid scored after Walker had left that field. So I don't know what you watch, but this is what I have to tell you. Yeah, you might not like it, but I think you should stay away from watching football. You could watch people cooking. You should watch other reality shows like Big Brother and the rest. But I'm saying this to you without trying to disrespect you, but you don't know anything about football, so you should stay away from football completely for a very long time. Take a sabbatical and then learn how to watch football. Maybe you would understand. Everybody in the football watching world knows that the reason why Man City stayed in that game was because Kyle Walker was there. And you are the only one who think that Kyle Walker had no business in that game. How is it that Real Madrid not scored when he left? That's a question you need to ask me. Why on earth will he also sub off Mahrez and De Bruyne? Who does that? Okay, let me tell you. For Mahrez, he had stopped tracking back. But you see that I tell you that you shouldn't be watching football. He had stopped tracking back. For Kevin De Bruyne, he was not turning over possession. As much as, okay, he was that kind of player that could bring a spark, he was that kind of player that could set the game going. It was a place where they needed to consolidate, and he was turning over possession, and then they are bringing on Rodrigo. Come on. You do the sensible thing. That's what he did, but unfortunately, it just didn't work. And what's it called? Jack Grealish had all the chances in this world to bury that game, take them 2 up or 3, but it just didn't happen. The tip of the boot of the goalkeeper at one point, Mendy on the other point. That's the day where everything wants to go against you. And I don't think you can blame the coach on that one. That's just my take again. As Mr. Smile says, Vinicius and Benzema beat Cancelo with ease. Okay, Cancelo slept twice during the offside trap City set. He was behind his 5 and 6 twice. I agree with you on that one as well. But again, that those two cannot be the kind of understanding that they forged. It's hard to stop them, honestly speaking. It's like the MSN back in the day. Taiwo Ben Omoto, I say a guy that almost doesn't kill a bird Pep was overconfident. No, that you don't play Real Madrid and be overconfident. Let's not deceive ourselves here. Let's not say the things that we don't know about football. Pep was not overconfident. Pep did what he should do, and that's just it. Okay. After City take the lead, removing Mahrez, kudos to write this thing well. Make I say what you write. This one will you write like this? Disastrous Harry say because that Liverpool attack is dangerous and Madrid defense can't stop them. Well, so many people have played against Madrid this season who have dangerous attack that they can't stop. The thing about Madrid is in their attack. First off, nobody has bossed possession over Madrid in any of the games that they played this season. That's one thing you need to know. Liverpool might have a very aggressive attack, but if you don't boss the possession and Madrid still gets the ball, you will play that your high line of defense and that you're attacking, and then your Robinson and Trent Alexander-Arnold is going forward, and you leave Rodrigo, Benzema, and Vinicius at the back. Okay, we shall see. I know that Virgil van Dijk have not been the best defender this season, but Matip have really stepped up to the plate and have done well. But we shall see. I really want to see what happened in Paris. One, for the sake of the work that is put in, the legacy that he will leave at Liverpool. I want Liverpool to win. I'm not a fan of Liverpool, but I want Liverpool to win because of Jurgen Klopp. And, the little sentiment of my prediction that he's going to be the guy who will turn Liverpool around. That's why I feel very sad for him not winning the league title, even though I'm, loving what Pep Guardiola is doing. But I think that he should win more Premier League title. But even at that, the fact that he's won one in 30 years history of the club is also good, but he needs another one. Having said that, I would love for his legacy for him to win another one. And then for revenge to win the one because of the way they lost in Kiev against Real Madrid. But hey, sentiment, emotion, love, and no love, and all that doesn't work in football. What really works in football is your mastery. Who's ready on the day? Who comes to the party? Real Madrid knows how to come to the party. They did it yesterday night. They played to the death, okay? And they're going to do just that most likely again in the final. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed and watch how things go. Would that happen? Well, let's see. It says Milan has 7 Champions League already. Okay, so what's it called? Liverpool are trying to catch up, right? Okay, so thank you, my bad. I think that bad. Oh, Google Satoya, he said, now wow, overconfidence. Now wow for this EPL fans. Well, they always say things the way they want to say. But the guy that Chelsea won UCL without a potent striker, I think lack of potent striker would affect the team in the league more. So what am I supposed to respond to you here now? What am I supposed to respond to you here? They won a Champions League without a potent striker. But in that game that they played against against Man City in the finals, they had a striker on the field. They had Kai Havertz, they also have Timo Werner. These guys are strikers. What are the strikers that Man City have got? That's the question. Then there are games where you need them. And then City is not Madrid. City is definitely not Madrid. So don't put the two on the same plate. This is Real Madrid we're talking about. The royalty of the UEFA Champions League. This is the biggest thing, okay? This is the biggest thing in football, not just only in the Champions League. So we need to also do that. And don't you think that Casemiro deserves cards? Yes, he does, but hey, he plays for Real Madrid. I hope the final will not generate any controversy in form of officiating, though the ref tried yesterday, but too conservative with the cards. Well, he also did not want to spoil the game. So maybe he deserves a card. Maybe he doesn't. We cannot say that Man City lost the game because they didn't give Casemiro a red card. I don't think so. We can't say that. I just think that some of the Man City players were overawed by the occasion and they didn't step up. One of them, chiefest of them all, is Kevin De Bruyne. And I'm not blaming him. I've grown past that stage of blaming people, but I think that he didn't play the way we know Kevin De Bruyne to play. Beyond that, too, Bernardo Silva really worked himself out, but hey, football happens. Okay, Oluwale Onasanya said, what I would just say is Real Madrid was destined to get to the final. Man City gave what they can. Yes, I agree with you. These are things that happened. In 2012, when Chelsea won that Champions League, you can't really beat your chest and say Chelsea was the better side against even Bayern. But hey, they were destined to be there. Destiny came calling and it happened. Okay? And this is where luck comes in and also determination from the player. So forget it. that they won without potent striker. They actually have strikers. I don't understand what Coach Ben is saying. Even some journalists are saying that that why some fans pick this up, Fraudula and Spendula. Imagine Sir Alex Ferguson only won 2 UEFA Champions League and even Mourinho, but Pep is a fraud. And wow, what they are even saying now is that Messi helped him. Without Messi, he can't win. Okay, Messi has been helping other people to win the Champions League since. Okay, Messi just won Copa America that other players helping to win. I don't know. Messi is a player of the team. The last time I checked, and before Pep Guardiola came to Barcelona as coach, Messi was already a big star, right? Okay, I don't know. I thought that coaches also play a role in that. Liverpool versus Real Madrid is going to be 50-50 because it's a one-leg game. Yeah, semi-final is one-leg game. Okay, but say for me, this Madrid in final, it will be very difficult for this Liverpool, but beat them once they are in roller coaster mode. They can't be stopped. So this is it. And it changed in the final. It's football. Liverpool will beat Madrid well. Good work, Mr. Daffy. Well, it's in the word well. It's Madrid. I'll be happy. I'll really be happy to see that happen because I think that, okay, so there's no such thing as they have overwon it, but I think that for the work that Liverpool puts in, and hopefully they might not win the league title, the FA Cup is also not guaranteed because this is Chelsea. Let's be honest here. We can keep our fingers crossed. So let me go to YouTube and read all the messages that we've got there. Abayami, say good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Lucia, good morning. Say good morning. Nelagota TV Radio. Good morning to you. Is it Patrick? Say good morning. Can we have a conversation? I'll leave all the greetings, man. Okay. Tell me, Pekerebi, I said Grealish, another example of Man City. Okay, but see, I'm not a fan of Grealish. I think that Grealish is a terrible player, but he didn't have a bad game yesterday. He just wasn't lucky. So there are times where you say this guy is being useless, but then there are times when you just say, okay, this is not his fault. This is him not being lucky. I can't blame you for hard luck, right? If you're driving your car and somebody comes from back and hits you, it's not your fault. It's a wrong driving. But if you're driving your personal phone and you're going to hit somebody, then we can analyze and blame you. So sometimes this things just happen. I can sit here and in good conscience from the game that I saw yesterday and begin to blame Grealish. Remember, I'm not a fan of Grealish. I think that it's a terrible player. It's not worth that money. I wouldn't even pay 50 million for him. It's never been a good player by my books. But yesterday, unfortunately, that will haunt him for a very long time. Asa Patrick says it's all set. Hopefully, we will have one more month of amazing football. Just glad Liverpool will be part of it. Yeah, and then Temi Perekebia said Madrid is a special club and they have a winning culture. Asa Patrick says overrun. It will be a tricky game. We won't stop playing our high line no matter who we play, and it might just be an issue, but I trust Klopp. Okay, so let me explain something that a high line can do to you. Remember how Spurs are so fantastic at playing the high line. Now, the problem with playing that high line is if you meet a team that can read you well, you would lose. That's how Liverpool beat them in the finals of the Champions League. Okay, so they should be careful. And again, one of the things that people blame Pep Guardiola and his Man City for is Pep Guardiola believe in the perfect game. So Pep Guardiola does not have this whole idea of, oh, let's play dirty and win. Some coaches winning 1-0 would choose to play dirty and win. They won't go for the second goal. They will just play dirty. Players will be falling. Nigeria versus Tunisia at the last AFCON is a very good example. Even with one man down, Nigeria was a better team in terms of, play against the Tunisians. The Tunisians realized that. They realized that we can't match this Eagles speed for speed, man for man, ball for ball, player for player, even with one man down. What did they do? They came with antics. The people call it the North African antics, but Egypt don't do that. They hardly do that. Now, they came with the antics to frustrate us. They're always picking on fire. They're always disrupting the rhythm of the team. Pep Guardiola will not do that. I've not seen any of his team, whether it's Barcelona, it's Bayern Munich, or Man City do that. Because it comes with this, we have to play perfect game. We have to be professional. We have to be minders of excellence and all that. It is good, but sometimes I just think you just play dirty and win. Just play dirty. Just muddle the waters. But it's not easy because it's not in your DNA. It's not in your DNA. It's not in your DNA. It's nothing you can do. Temi Perekebia said Camavinga, Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr., all youngsters. Interesting transfer policy. Fantastic one. Bro, you can say that again and again and again and again. Okay. And then Adebola Oluwaseun for me said, good morning, bro. Yesterday, what went wrong tactically for Manchester? Nothing went wrong. Nothing went wrong. Temi Perekebia, he said Madrid is a weird team. They take advantage and are clinical when they smell blood. You see, there's something called experience. So let me give you a very good example. Let me analyze this with an example from when I was in Brilla. So when we do hard tackle in the morning, there is no way, it's you just come in and say, oh, this is what you're going to talk about. It's not like you take it a day before you prepare yourself. If you think your mind back, those of you used to listen to hard tackle, and it's crazy. It's one of the worst shows I've ever done in my life because it didn't make sense, okay? And then you get headache after the show. But let me tell you one trick in that show. Those and Tony are two incredible opponents that I have. I think if we did 1,000 hard tackles, I won like 80 to 90% of those hard tackles against those two guys. Now, not because they are not good. Those guys are incredibly good. Tony is a researcher. He's an excellent researcher. Overdose knows the game. He's a student of the game. Knows the game. I think Overdose knows the game more than I do. I just have more experience than him. But if you notice during hard tackle, when you now give like, oh, Cristiano Ronaldo and Alexis Sanchez was a better player, obviously it's Cristiano Ronaldo. And then I'm defending Alexis Sanchez. If you notice, what I do is I wait for Overdose to just make one mistake. And he does make that mistake. Make one mistake, say one thing that he's not supposed to say, give you one statistic that is not true, and I will take that statistics, amplify it, echo it in the ears and minds of the people, so much so that I would start making you feel like, oh, as good as Cristiano Ronaldo, this guy have to tell a lie to push it through. And once I walk the emotions of the people, they come to the voting and all vote for me. I would now win that argument that Alexis Sanchez is a better player than Cristiano Ronaldo. Even me going back to sit down, like, did I just win this? So that's the thing with Real Madrid. Real Madrid have a team that is experienced in this competition. They are not coming to have a first feel of it. When they walk into their club stadium, the dressing room, the tunnel, they see the Champions League emblem, insignia, the names of people that have won it. And even in this team, a lot of players have won it. They've won it from the start. They've won it from a comeback situation. They've won it from all sides of the game. They've won it luckily. They've won it out of excellent play. They've won it producing some of the best players in the competition, right? One thing that is clear to them is going into this competition is our competition. And then they've seen all characters, all kinds of players. It's like a gynecologist and pregnant women. They know the behavior, even without running a test, the behavior of a pregnancy by how the woman is already behaving, carrying her face, moving her body. So they know everything just by their body language. Oh, this one are under pressure to win it. This one are caged to win it. This one are scared to make mistake. And you cannot excel in anything you do when you're afraid to make mistake. Go back to that same article. I could go on air and make a mistake because you see, you can't do this job without making mistakes. These are split second, you're running on speed, you don't even know what's going on, and and then just 1 minute you wake up, you are doing this conversation, and you make a mistake, and nobody wants to mention it. What I do in that moment, hey, Pasti, thank you very much for watching, and you just try to gloss over it because you have experience. That's what Madrid represent. Madrid represent experience. Let me for my church folks, let me use this as an example. The way a young upcoming preacher will preach for 30 minutes is different from the way a TD Jakes or a Paul Adefrasi or Deboye or Michael Conquo will preach for the same 30 minutes. The both of them, or to the Bismarck, the both of them will have 30 minutes, research the Bible, preach. But when they preach, you might get a better understanding. The young pastor, it's not like the young pastor does not know how to preach. That's the thing that happened with Madrid in the Champions League. When Madrid are in the Champions League, they're not thinking, oh, if we don't win this is what the fans will say. That thought is not in their head, because to them, this is our competition. But for a Man City, no matter how good they are playing, look at the press conference that Kevin De Bruyne gave before the match. He said, hopefully when we win this one, the word little will go out of our head. When they qualified for semi-finals, this is what Carlo Ancelotti said about Madrid. He said, we don't celebrate when we make the semi-finals of the Champions League. That's not us. Because for us, winning the Champions League is the only thing that is in our mind. So you could already tell that the body language was the way these people see the Champions League. There's nobody in that City team apart from the coach that have won the Champions League, both as a player and as a coach. There is absolutely nobody in that team. But in this other team, and then the club itself does not have a Champions League history. Yes, they've been to the finals once. They've been to, this is their third semi-finals, but they've really not won it. So when you look at that, it tells you already that the DNA of this club is different in this competition. All of that put together in one piece tells you, hey, it's Madrid competition. Why it is good for Liverpool and Madrid now in the finals is, one, with all the history, culture that Madrid have, Liverpool also have lit up this competition beyond any level. Liverpool have done great. Liverpool can go back and look at Istanbul. Liverpool can look at 1981. Liverpool can look at different 2005. We can look at different times where they won the competition. They can look at just two or three seasons ago when they won the Champions League. And then they've also seen pains. They've also lost in finals. They see Milan against Madrid. They've also felt pains in this competition. And even the bunch of these players in this team have also won the Champions League. So from Alisson to Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino, Jurgen Klopp himself, they all have felt the pains of losing and the joy of winning. There's extra motivation. We need to win against this Madrid. This Madrid that is a hoodoo that nobody wins in the finals, we need to win against them. But Madrid are also still going to come to the finals feeling like, champions. This is our competition. This is home turf for us, and we're going to win it anywhere we're playing. So those are some of the things that we need to put into consideration. But we'll get to that finals and see how it goes. As Patrick said, 2 games in Kano, 26 games, or match day 26, maybe that's what you want to say. In Kano Pillars and MFN going down, okay? Fingers crossed, we are underdogs in the finals, but let's see how it goes. We have a score to settle, like Salah said. Okay, no problem. That score to settle might just be your greatest undoing. Well, we've come to the end of the show. Richard Twede say, I cannot wait for next year's Champions League to start. The thrill of this game is wonderful. Yeah. And Barcelona will be back. Maybe back losing this time. Divine Tonkeye say, good morning, boss. I think Pep is suffering a similar fate to that of Messi and Ronaldo when they don't beat their previous record or form. He started very high by winning the almost everything. So people was always want him to beat that feat, and he had at Barcelona. But Pep is a brilliant coach, one of the very best. On a lighter note, the UCL is Madrid's party. The rest of us are just invitees. I agree with you 100%. This is why I got the content on the show today. Thank you very much. You guys have really made it a beautiful show. You guys have made me enjoy myself on the show, changed the conversation, took it from where I was heading, or my script. You guys took my script, which is good. I enjoy it when the people take the script and run the show on their own, which is also very nice. It means that you guys are following. Thank you very much for everybody who followed on WhatsApp, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, and on YouTube. If you've not subscribed to our channel, please. We're struggling very hard to get to 10,000. Please help us to get there. Mr. Smile says, God bless you, Legotet. God bless you too. Thank you very much for joining us. Please do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel and recommend it to your friends. If you love what we're doing here, recommend it to your friends, recommend it to other people. This is the only show where you are the ones who are the hosts. My name is Edafe Matthew, second love for comedian Legotet Sports. God bless you and have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Mesdames et messieurs, je vous dis bonsoir. Je m'appelle Romain Demont et ce soir, je suis avec le sur Telegraph TV.